the duty of every American to stand up against it right now.
It is, amen.
Before it's too late.
That's right. That's right.
Look at Dearborn. Right.
Dearborn, Michigan is a perfect example.
Yes.
They've stoned Christians in Dearborn. Stoned them.
Yes.
Just for proclaiming their Christianity in public. That's a fact. You can look it up. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for coming out today.
In the mic.
I'm sorry that we kind of got stifled a little bit. But I mean, that was bound to be expected, oppositional-wise. But you know, I just wanted to make sure everybody was safe. That was my main priority. This is the first event I've ever organized like this.
We appreciate it.
Brigitte will be proud.
You guys are all part of ACT family now.
Yep, you're all ACT for America.
So you're welcome. And
Check the donation block.
yeah, any speakers that want to come down and say a few words about why they're against Sharia is more than welcome.
All right.
Christina from Greeley, PA is going to say a few words about why she's against Sharia.
All right. Into the camera.
Into the camera? Yep, and hold that thing. Press that.
Go, girl.
All right, test. Is that good?
Perfect.
Okay.
A little louder.
All right.
We're here for you.
Thanks, guys. First of all, just as a American, just like each and one of you guys, I have to say that I'm so proud of everyone here who decided to stand up and exercise their rights, to stand up against a system, an ideology that is completely flawed, something that is it's a male issue, it's a women issue, it's a child issue.
Amen.
And this is something that we just can't let go by.
That's right.
Personally, I'm against Sharia because I've heard too many stories, I've read too many news articles of children being raped by their own family members.
Yes.
And being murdered by the same family members so that they don't bring dishonor to their family.
My.
I'm here against Sharia because there is no way that I'm going to let some freaking ideology that says I'm half that of my fellow human being, that says that I can't be anything that I can accomplish, that I can't accomplish my goals, or that I am only bound to a home. Not that being bound to a home is bad, or that marriage is bad. I'm here for marriage, but I'm not about to let women get raped and be forced to marry their rapists, rape their children, and not be free.
Amen.
Amen.
Is that freedom? Is that what you guys want for your sisters, for your mothers, your wives? No. To be sentenced to death if you don't agree with these people? Is that what you want?
No.
No way. I don't want that either.
No.
And that is not what God has wanted. God has created us all equal.
That's right.
And there is no way that with my young body, with my voice, that I'm going to let Sharia law pass in this country.
Amen.
Thank you. The Quran says that it is okay it believes that women are half the value of a man. That it is okay for a man, if a woman does not obey to him, that he can
beat her up.
He can flog her, beat her, take her into a room and beat her until she submits. The Quran says that a woman is a man's tilth. And that's a word that's kind of unusual to us. Tilth means like land. So land, you plow your land. So it doesn't matter what the woman thinks if the man has to fornicate her, but it does not matter. He can be brutal as he so desires. The woman has no right in the confines of marriage. A man can have unlimited divorces, but a woman who is accused of adultery will be stoned to death. A woman, y'all know what it is. You guys can Google it, okay? I became against Sharia because I just Googled it and saw the first link that highlighted the points of Sharia. I don't want no child to be married to a 40-year-old man.
No.
I see young girls here. I don't want you guys to have to be subjected to something like that.
Amen.
And for the girls who are already suffering, I want them to be free.
Amen.
Hey, there we go.
y'all. I am Patrick McDonald,
Here.
and I live in Harrisburg 36 years.
Email me. I'll get your email, then I'll let you know where
I
this will be
preach
posted.
Christianity on the street,
On YouTube.
on the internet, everything like that. I've been punched in my
Yes.
face for being Christian. I've been called a terrorist 3 times to my face in the last week. You know, things I go through for being Christian is just ridiculous. I feel like Paul the Apostle on his road, you know, in jail, writing all the epistles, you know what I mean? So I believe that you guys are standing up for a great thing, you know. I don't want that law in our country either, and God bless your beautiful hearts, and that's all I gotta say.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
I'll do everything in my power.
So, I'm 23 years old. I'm a millennial.
Oh, is that what
You know,
millennials are?
but I served 3 years and 3 months in the United States Marine Corps. When I signed up, and I went to the delayed entry program, and I went to the MEP station in Pittsburgh to serve my country, I swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America, not to Sharia law. You know, I stand against Sharia because, you know, I've served with guys that went over there. I never personally went over there, but guys that went over there and told me some horror stories that you wouldn't believe. Some of the things they had to, you know, watch happen, and they weren't allowed to, intertwine with that because, you know, it's part of the job, and they're there to do their job. They take orders and they listen, which is, you know, really sad. But some of the women that came to them crying, scars on their face and backs and everything that they saved, and you know, we're not here against Muslims.
No.
We love Muslims. We love all people. We love Christians. We love Jews. We love Catholics. We love all people.
Amen, brother. Amen.
But we do not support a totalitarian ideology.
Yes.
I do not support a totalitarian ideology. Thank you.
About these stealth jihadists trying to subvert the American Constitution and replace it with Sharia law. My words are not important, but the words that are important are those of Teddy Roosevelt. He said there is no such thing as 50% Americanism. There is 100% American or nothing else. There is no room for anybody in this country who is not 100% American.
Not in my country.
I wanted to read some of these awesome signs that so many of you took time to make to let you all know that you're not alone. I know sometimes with co-workers and especially me, family workers, being an African-American conservative, actually I just say black. I don't know why it's African. I'm not from Africa.
All right. Yay.
Anyway,
Amen.
so I just want to let you all know, be encouraged. Obviously, look at all these people. You're not alone, even though you may feel like it as you stand against Sharia law. A lot of people don't even know what it is. So here's a good one. We are not a Muslim nation. America, love it or leave it. No Sharia. No Sharia. Female, that's the
Genital mutilation.
saying the word. Female genital mutilation victims would be here, but they can't walk.
That's right.
Marching for human rights. Never Sharia. No open borders. And my friend here, if you want to read all about Sharia, she has all of the different tenets of Sharia law. She is very, very versed in Sharia law. There are some other great signs, but I can't see them.
You got ALAC on there. Good for you.
But just be encouraged, you're not alone. The mic is still open. It's open mic night.
Hey,
Here in
at the
Harrisburg.
Capitol.
Pretty much the idea. Open mic against Sharia.
Open mic. All right, y'all can clap for me now.
All right.
Actually, ex-military as well. I spent 10 years in the Navy, and I just want to say this: they hear not, but we must try to inform them, because history will repeat itself if we do not change the path that we are on today. We must hold our elected officials. We must hold them accountable for their actions. I abhor these lying politicians. I abhor them.
Amen.
These John McCain, Lindsey Graham, these people that are seen in pictures with ISIS and extremist Muslim groups, they are traitors.
Literal traitors.
That's
The
right.
judges.
Oh, yeah.
And the judges as well. And those judges who blocks a president president who was elected constitutionally by the Republic.
Yay, yes.
There's something wrong with a judge that overturns this ban. You understand that? It is under the president's constitutional rights to declare a ban against those who would harm its people.
Yes.
How come when Bill Clinton and other members of Congress stood against Islam years ago? Do you know that? They went on record speaking out against this very thing. But now that we have an American president, a Constitution-loving president in office, they want to speak out against this.
Yes.
Now I want to say this, and this isn't speculation, I can prove it. Islam is the sword of the New World Order. You understand that? That's what Islam is. It is the sword of the New World Order to subjugate Americans to accepting globalism and global government.
Yes.
They want to shut down our freedom of speech. They want to take away our Second Amendment rights, that we have no way of protecting ourselves against a totalitarian government and against a totalitarian ideology that is called Islam.
I tried.
Now I have no problem against Muslims. I love them. My Judeo-Christian values say that I'm supposed to love my enemies, but I will not let them walk all over me.
Amen.
I will not let them come in here and rape our women. I will not let them come in here and rape my children. Not on my watch.
No way.
Folks, please, we have to educate. I think that is one of the key things. We have to try to educate these people. People are waking up, okay? People are waking up. And I want to thank everyone out there who served our country. I want to thank you for all those veterans out here today who are standing guard and protecting us. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you for everybody for showing up, because you know what? You have to show up. If you want to be involved in something great, a great movement, you got to show up.
Amen.
That's right.
I'm Dave Bailey. I'm the chapter leader for Delaware Act for America. It is such an honor to be here with you today for this important message that we're trying to send out, standing up against Sharia. Now, I'm going to keep this kind of short, but what the person preceding me just said is how important it is for us to educate others about the danger of Sharia law. I mean, what is it about Islamism that makes it a threat?
Yeah.
Now, I've been working very hard on the question of how do we get the message out. I found one thing in the Quran. We can actually boil it down to one verse. You know, it's so easy to get tied up and people get caught in arguments and all this because it's complex. But how would you like to have one verse that solves the whole thing for you? It's called the verse of retaliation. It says, retaliation is prescribed for you in the way of the slave. The free man for the free man, the slave for the slave, and the female for the female. Now when people first hear that, it doesn't really sink in how terrible this is. But let's play it through. Free man kills another free man. Well, you can kind of see how that would make sense that the murderer would be put to death. I mean, that's at least comprehensible to us. And now let's look at the other one. A free man kills another free man's slave. So what's the proper penalty? The owner of the murdered slave goes back to the free man who did the murdering and says, you killed my slave, now I have a right to kill your slave. Okay? So picture this. There's some poor guy named Joe working out the field. He's a slave, and the master, the murderer, goes, hey Joe, come over here for a minute. He shows up, what's up, boss? Whack! Okay? That's it. Now, let's look at this one more step. The female for the female. Okay? Now we got the scenario. A free man murders another free man's wife. Now, the guy whose wife was murdered can come back to the murderer and say, you killed my wife, I have a right to kill your wife. So picture this. I mean, this poor wife, I mean, the guy's a murderer. He's probably not a nice guy, so she's been abused all along. She's slaving away in the kitchen, and knock on the door, and the guy says, you killed my wife, now I have a right to kill your wife. And he goes, hey hon, you mind coming over here for a second? Sure, what's up? Whack! Okay? That is what it actually says in the Quran. And now you can, with one verse, show everyone why Islam is a real threat. And here's the underlying issue, okay?
I got you.
How could this verse make any sense to anyone, right? There's only one way that it can make sense, and that is if women, like slaves, are property. It's like you broke my television, now I can break your television, okay? That's the way it works. So if you want to get across the message that women are property under Islam, I mean, you hear all these things about women not being allowed to leave the house and all this kind of stuff, and you wonder why. Now this verse gives it all to you, okay? And I have it actually printed out here on a single sheet so you can show anyone. Now if somebody wants to help me out here, can somebody come up here and just help distribute this to everyone? Thank you very much. We're here to march against Sharia. Well, I have actually boiled the complete set of Sharia from Reliance of the Traveler, which was previously mentioned, down to just 4 sheets of paper, so anyone in half an hour can completely know what it is about Sharia that we are marching against. So again, if anybody would like to help me distribute these, please, or if you'd like to pick one up, please take it. It'll make it a lot easier for you to do what we are all here about, which is educate others about why Sharia is a threat. Thank you very much. Dave Bailey, and I'm the chapter leader for Act for America in Delaware.
And now you're here. He said, Act for America. They're the ones that put this all together.
That's right. Dave Daly.
ActForAmerica.org. That's the main organization. Also, I have a newsletter that I put out called Islam Update. I'm always looking for
I have one, thanks.
If you would like
I got one.
a daily update on the news going on with regard to Islam, see me.
Don't fall.
My name is John Bivens, and I was born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. My father is still alive. He fought in the Battle of Quezon, and he was a United States Marine. My family, Marine Corps family. One of the things, I want to speak on something. I'll only take a moment here. 160-something years ago, I am a United States Colored Troop Civil War reenactor. There is Black Civil War fighters. I represent Company A out of Harrisburg, A Division. One of the things that I stand for, and in my hand, I hold a coin. This coin is a United States 2-cent coin. On it is a 2-cent coin, and the first time in history, in 1862, it says, "In God We Trust," is minted on this coin.
Amen.
163 years later, if it wasn't for the president that we have in office now, I guarantee that "In God We Trust" would have been removed from the front of this coin.
Yes.
"In God We Trust" is a nation that we still stand for. "In God We Trust" is something that we believe and that we march for. And something else that happened 163 years ago. You had on one side, you had Jefferson Davis. On the other side, you had Ulysses Grant. You have other monuments and other places that you can go to because this is America.
Yes.
Because people stood up and people fought on what they believed. It didn't matter. It did not matter at one time if that belief was against something else. It was an American against an American. Today, what we have is no longer somebody that's coming here who's standing up against as far as an American against an American. It is outside coming in to tear down what we believe. It is outside coming to tear down "In God We Trust."
Right.
And if we do not, this number needs to increase. The silent majority needs to speak up. I don't care who you stand for. I don't care what race you come from. What I do care for is that we stand for what we believe in and the American way. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Bivens.
So more onto what he said along the racial divides. We have women, we have men, we have children, we have African Americans,
We have a dog.
we have Caucasians, we have all types of people here.
Young and old.
Native Americans, veterans, non-military members, we have all types. We're not here for hatred. We don't hate Muslims. We're not, the way it starts is we stop saying that you're a black man. You're just a man, period.
Amen.
I'm an American man.
That's right.
I'm an American man. I'm not a white man, I'm a man.
Stop racially dividing. Stop dividing. That's what they're doing.
United we
We
stand.
have to force this, stop the racial division ourselves.
You're right.
Because we realize that there is no racial division.
Amen.
Amen.
You know, we realize that whenever, you know, I don't know, I speak for myself, but I don't know about anybody else here, but I support homosexual marriage. I support homosexual rights. If you want, you're an American. If you want the right to do, you know, that, go for it. I'm married. If you want to go ahead and get married, good luck. You know, I wish you the best of luck. It's not all peaches and cream. You know, have at it. Have at it. Have at it. But, you know, something the Marine Corps taught me was, you know, that we were all purple, but we were just different shades of purple. And another thing, you know, it's funny that I quote the movie Full Metal Jacket. I'm equally worthless. I am so you know, yeah, kind of has a point. We are all equal. We're all equal. We're all equal. We stand together and we fall together. Trump's in there to lead the way. We need support. We need to vote for our judges this year. We need to vote for our state representatives. We need to vote for our state senators, our governor. We need to vote for people that support our president's mission to put national security first.
Absolutely.
Period. It is not a Muslim ban. It is not a travel ban. It is a security issue. They told us a couple years ago that they would infiltrate the refugee system of the country.
Yes.
They told us straight to our face that they would infiltrate the refugee system.
All right. We're going to keep supporting each other. We're going to list
Maybe someone thought you lost it and picked it up.
Make America great.
Okay. But whatever you do, our organizer, he said, whatever you do, just don't engage them. That's what they want. They want your attention.
Make America.
Just like if you're like me, when children start acting up, you just let them go ahead and act up. You don't entertain them. So we're just going to have to treat children like children. Okay. Who was next?
Women
All right.
are only a
Speak to them. We don't know what that foolishness is back there, correct?
Correct.
Just making sure.
I just want to talk about an issue that's coming on that a lot of you are very aware of, and that is the destruction of the heritage of our United States, both down south and coming up north. There are statues being removed that is a part of our history.
Yes, it is.
We can't allow that to happen. Amen. There's a movement coming up into Gettysburg, July 1st. We need support. We're not going to allow these grave sites and tombstones to be pushed over. We're not going to allow these statues to be removed. What do we stand for? We stand for America and America's history.
July 1st. July 1st at noon in Gettysburg.
July 1st at noon in Gettysburg.
Be there.
Saturday, July 1st, there's already counter marches planned against it. They're going to come there. They're going to be burning Confederate and American flags. Their goal is to antagonize, and their goal is to get us to react on that day. We need everybody to turn out on that. Please look for it on Facebook. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Amen. Stand beside